Before we go into the 5 love languages, let me just going back to your question, what you said, like, how did I get to this? No, it's fine. So I was gonna say healing is one thing, and then also like what you consume, it really impacts you. Like some people don't. It impacts you. It literally changes your mind. So I changed the kind of people I was following, the kind of YouTube videos I was watching, and I just went and like they call themselves high value women, and some people have like, if you don't know how to really express it and explain it, you come off in a bad way, but it's actually something really good. So I've been listening to a lot of that, and one of the main things that I took away is like the difference between a woman who has what she wants and the one who doesn't is that one believes she deserves it and the other one doesn't.
Wow.
And it sounds like so simple, but it's like so true, because because I've been in that situation where I don't feel like I deserve it, so I don't get it. But then I changed my mind. I'm like, no, I deserve this and I deserve everything I want. And so once you change your mentality to I deserve this, you start getting those things.
That's true.
Yeah.
And going back to the things that I was telling is, yes, because the men's usually are, since they are inspired by achievements, if they have the goal to, I don't know, complacerte,
to please you,
so it's something good for him too, because you are giving his permission, or you are giving him a opportunity to achieve something.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but it's so true. And if you think about it, when a man puts in more effort, whether it's time, whether it's money, whether it's whatever, he just puts more effort, he's gonna value that woman more than the woman that doesn't ask a lot from him.
I remember, because there is an agenda of being so feminist, but sometimes I feel like that type of agenda is just trying to decrease the value that you have as a woman. So I remember one time in one episode, I don't remember if it was in Spanish or in English, that you say that men's needs to give you what you want, and I really feel uncomfortable, and I'm being honest here, because I was thinking like, no, but I don't need a man in order to have what I want, right? So I remember that was in my mind, but I was like, okay, wait, what, I'm feeling uncomfortable with this. So then I ask you like, hey, what do you say? That it was all out of the podcast, but I really want you to explain that part and how you, because sometimes, as you say, sometimes it can come as a bad thing, because people think, oh, she's so like interesada,
like a gold digger.
She's a gold digger or things like that. But when you explain it the way that you did in that in that moment, I was like, it makes total sense. So how was that, like, how is that you understand that part, that men can help you?
Yeah, for him to provide and protect.
Yeah.
Because let me see if I remember what I said. So I'll try to say what comes to mind, and hopefully I'm able to explain it right. So man in his DNA, he's the provider and the protector. So when the woman doesn't let him do that, it's like you telling him, like you're like you said earlier, you're not letting him accomplish those goals. So he kind of like falls into the feminine energy, and so he starts falling into his feminine energy, and you start being more in your masculine, and then the roles reverse. And I don't know, I don't want to judge anyone. Sometimes that works for certain people, but if you want the man to really be in his element, he needs to be providing and protecting. Like he needs to be able to say, like we said, they're goal oriented and they want to feel accomplished. Like I did this. So if you're not giving him that, and you're belittling him, like making him feel like, oh, you're not good enough, or I need to do this because I don't trust you, then, that's gonna affect their ego, their sense of purpose, because they need that sense of purpose, and you're taking that away from them.
I remember that you give me an example on how everyone, like every woman, successful woman that you has been talked to, they always complain about what is that thing that men's really wants for them, because I'm really successful, I'm independent, and I'm this or that. And I remember that you say, but men's doesn't want to compete with a woman. Okay, they only want to be,
to love her,
exactly.
To get that. So that's another thing. Some women tend to compete with their partner, and a man is going to start seeing you as he sees another man, even if you're sexually, it doesn't matter. Like, and even like I've heard from other people, like even the sex drive or the sexual attraction goes down, and he goes and he looks for that feminine woman somewhere else, because now he's looking at you like another guy that he has to compete with. He doesn't want to compete with a woman. He wants to compete with another man. And I was going to say something else and I forgot what. They were talking about how, so then that's why you see like a lot of, and even with famous people, you'll see it. People are like, oh, but she was so beautiful and she's so successful and she has this like awesome career. The man doesn't care about how much money you make. The man doesn't care about your career. And then there's also, but it's like a very complex subject too, because you have different types of men. Exactly. So like if you follow the archetypes, you have the ruler, which is like the very alpha man. He doesn't care for his woman to go and have a career. He wants her at home. He wants her to like, be playful, be funny, like make his life more exciting. And an example that I heard a girl use was JC and Beyonce. So JC is considered a ruler. Beyonce is a girl. So the ruler usually goes for the girl. A lot of people think that Beyonce is a queen, but she's not. That's her alter ego. That's what she sings about. But in real life, that's not who she is.
What?
Yeah.
I'm trying to process the information. So how is like...
So that's why she calls her Sasha Fierce. It's not Beyonce. Beyonce is a girl. Sasha Fierce is the queen. So whenever JC cheated on Beyonce, he said, not that it's justifying it or anything, but he says that he did it because she started focusing too much on her career. Oh. The ruler doesn't want the woman. He doesn't care if she has a career as long as he comes first. So once he felt like her career was coming before him, he went and he cheated because of the archetype that he is.
Oh, okay.
And Beyonce is not, she has, from what I heard this girl say, right, she has the career that she has obviously because of her talent, but a lot of help from her family and a lot of help from JC also. So it's not that she's naturally a queen. She can tap into her queen energy, but naturally she's a girl. Like she said.
So what type of energies or what type of energies there are?
The archetypes?
Yeah, like 7? It's the same as the archetypes? Or?
There's a lot of stuff out there, but most people focus on just 4 and 4. So for the guy, you have the ruler, which is the alpha. He dominates. He's kind of boring. He's more he's very successful, focuses on his career. Then you have the entrepreneur, which is like the flashy guy. He's always like wearing like brand, ¿cómo se dice? Like brands like Louis, whatever, like flashy. You'll see him like the models and bottles type of guy. He's always surrounded by beautiful women. He appreciates the finer things in life. Also very successful. Usually a cheater though. That's the one bad thing about them. Yeah.
I don't really like anything about that type of man. Yeah. I hate when someone came in like that and I'm like, oh. I know a little.
You know a lot of them?
Oh, yeah. Because in the business, they're usually trying to show up everything and he's like, business, oh my God, shut up. For me.
I'm sorry, guys. And then the third one is the creator. So this is like, he's either an actor, a musician. He's like very creative. Not much of a go-getter. If he's with the wrong type of girl, he's probably going to be broke. He needs like a mother type to push him to want to be better. And then you have the manager, which is more of like a Peter Pan, kind of like he'll act like a kid until he meets the right woman that will motivate him to be successful. But he more than likely won't do it without her. He's not like naturally driven like the entrepreneur or the ruler. So he needs a queen to push him to want to be successful. So if they're paired with the right archetype, they're more likely going to have like a good, successful life. If they end up with the wrong kind of archetype, then their life might be kind of not where it should be. Oh, wow. So for the women, you have the queen, which is the independent, go-getter, goal-oriented. You have the girl who is fun, always laughing, life of the party. You have the mother who's very caring, nurturing. And then you have, what's the other one? Queen, the lover. So this girl is very like, I guess kind of sexual. She's always like taking care of herself, her appearance, her looks. And you'll find her like at the spa all the time, getting facials. Like she's very into her looks. And then you can also you're more than one, but there's one that you're the most of.
And what do you think is yours? Okay. Se me metieron al terreno.
I think I'm a queen. Really? Because naturally I've always been very like independent and go-getter, doing stuff on my own, you know. Like I got my degrees. I went in, I was like a director at a company that I used to work for. I started my company. Like I'm very like that. So I'm trying to work on all my other ones that I need to work on. But yeah, queen. And then so I think Juan and I are the queen and the manager.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. And the queen never ends up with the ruler because they repel each other because they both want to be alphas. So they both want to do things their way.
Ruler is the flashy one?
No, the ruler is like the JC one, the one that's very...
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm, like kind of... Well, I don't want to say JC's boring, so I'm going to start using him as an example. So like, like very successful, very driven, but like not on the flashy side, like more reserved, I guess.
Like Mark Zuckerberg or something like that? Or...
Yeah. Mm-hmm, I think so.
Okay.
I don't know if he would be... Yeah, I think we can say that.
Yeah, because he's not flashy.
He's not flashy at all.
Or Elon Musk is another one that...
I would have to study Elon. Elon might be an entrepreneur, though.
Really?
Maybe. I don't know. I need to like actually study them to tell you.
That's great. Yeah. Wow. I has been here about the archetypes. But is this the same as the ones that Jung came out?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they derive from there. So then people take them and then they're like, we're going to focus on these 4.
Oh, okay.
Because Carl Jung has 12 different ones.
Yeah, Mm-hmm. So I was thinking, which one am I?
Which one do you think you are?
I don't know.
I can see you being the queen, and then I can also see you being the girl. Because you're very funny too.
When you mentioned, I was like, I think I'm the girl, but then you say something about the girl that I'm like, I'm not the girl. Because I'm not. For me, it's really difficult to go and like take care of myself.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's why when you say the mother, I was like, maybe I'm the mother because I'm always trying to focus in other persons.
Okay.
But I was thinking, ya vengo yo aquí con mis preguntas. I was thinking what the Bible said about that, because when you were trying to speak about it, I was thinking, okay, like the movie that I was telling you earlier, The Redeeming Love. Okay. If you watch that movie, it's pretty cool because you can just say the archetypes. Yeah. Because I think she's a queen because she's like, I don't need no man.
But you said she's a prostitute, right?
Yeah.
So she's a lover. So each archetype has...
No, but she's not a prostitute because she wants to. She is because she had like a lot of... She didn't know else. Like she didn't know something else to do or something.
Okay.
But...
Okay, yeah. Well, because each archetype has a shadow. So like the bad side of her. So it has pros and cons, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
So one of the shadow of the lover is like, if you're not careful, that's where you might end up like prostituting yourself.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow. It's great.
Yeah. But yeah, we need to look into it and see what the Bible says about it.
Yeah. I would love to, because I know this is a part of the psychology this is a part of the, what's the name of that? Psychoanalysis.
Okay.
Because they don't have lots of scientific proof.
Yeah.
But it makes a little sense. Actually, one of the things that Jung, I think, is one of the the head of the whole spiritual coaching,
like pseudoscience.
Yeah, but yeah,
because him and Freud they bumped heads because of that. Because Freud was like, everything's about sex, and Carl Jung was like, no, not everything's about sex.
Yeah,
there's like spiritual stuff.
Yeah,
and then people were like, we don't know anything about spirituality.
Yeah, that's true. But I always try to compare everything with the Bible, but like I said, I didn't know much about it. But I see how there are different types of persons. Like David was really different, and
what do you think David was?
I don't know, like before Christ or after Christ. Like, I don't know. David have a really interesting story.
Yeah,
but I think he's the sexual, like he was, because he killed someone too.
Yeah, the entrepreneur type.
Do you think it's the one?
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he was flashy.
You think so?
I'm the son of the queen. Of the king, I'm sorry.
I don't know. I don't know enough to like actually say.
Yeah, we have to no, because I don't have much information, so that's why I don't want to speak to something that I don't really know.
Right.
But yeah, we have to learn, like read. But I really like the explanation that you give me.
Yeah.
So do you think there is always there have to be always a good connection on your archetype?
Well, it depends, because like I don't want to say just because you're this archetype you have to be with this. No, like, you know, it's your life, you do what you want. But if you follow what they say, that's like the best pair. So it's like the ruler and the girl, because the ruler's kind of boring, so the girl brings fun into his life, and he doesn't need her money, he doesn't want her money, he's very successful already. And then you have the entrepreneur, he likes the queen and the lover, because he likes the finer things in life, so he's kind of like a womanizer, so obviously the lover's always going to be someone he's interested in. And then the queen, he admires her because of how she is. And then the creator, he needs the mother, because he's more of like, he needs that person pushing him. And so he really appreciates her because she'll cook, she'll clean, she'll, you know, do like motherly stuff for him. And then the manager, he really admires the queen. So like if you see a guy that's like very proud of his woman, like always supporting her, that's probably a manager.
Oh, wow.
The manager archetype. Yeah. And I know because, you know, we are in I guess like they call themselves like girl bosses or whatever, boss babes or whatever. So a lot of those women, they usually are with men who support them, like I'd really admire them. And not saying that the others wouldn't admire them, but like these
the
men
manager
really
always like trying to push you.
Yeah.
Okay, I think my boyfriend is a manager. He's always like, okay, you can do this better. But it's amazing.
Yeah. So so the ruler and the girl is, I would say like when I first read everybody, I was like, oh, it's like I want a ruler, and then like I realized I'm a queen, and I was like, oh, never mind, we're gonna fight a lot. And then I realized, like, I started looking at one, and I was like, what is he? And I was like, he's a manager, because ever since we started dating, he's been very motivated, and he's been doing.
Yeah, because you create BCN. Actually, BCN is our proud sponsor.
Yes.
You create BCN when you were with Juan too, right?
Right. Yeah. So he actually helped me create it. So he's like the kind of guy that's gonna be very supportive of everything I do. And then once he sees my success, he's like, well, I want to be successful too. You know, like as a man, they're like, I need to be on that level as well. So then they start working very hard.
Wow.
So they get very motivated, very inspired by their women.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love it. And what else do you, this was a subject that you learned with your whole change of perspective, right?
Yeah.
And what else do you think helps this type of woman like me? I didn't know better.
Well, I think like the whole like being more feminine, that I learned too, because I was so before pageantry, I was very tomboyish, and then pageantry kind of started helping me be a little bit more feminine on the outside though. And then I realized I need to be more feminine on the inside.
And I have to say this, because Brianda has been teaching me this type of things, and I have been trying, because I'm a little bit a little bit a lot. A tomboy. Like I always like have this strong, I don't know if it's masculine energy, but Brianda has been teaching me like, hey, this is important and why it's important, and I has been making those little change here and there, but it has been great. Like I has been noticed a lot of change, and I'm like, so yeah, like the things that I told you about the nails, like it's something like really small, but when I did it, my boyfriend was like, oh my god, I love how you look, or things like that. I was like, and my love language is words of affirmations, so I have been receiving more like things like words of affirmation from him that I wasn't, just because I have been just learning that.
That's awesome. I love it.
So thank you.
Another thing also, like now that we're in the subject, they basically, I don't want to say they treat you how you present yourself, but basically they do.
That's like, and that happens with everyone, not just women's or not just men's. You can say in a networking event or something like that you are what you show.
But I think a lot of people don't see it that way in a relationship, because they're like, oh, I've been with him for years and he loves me, and so they don't think like, hey, like your appearance still matters to him.
Oh yeah. Actually, in the marriage thingy that I'm doing, I don't know how to call it, but I'm gonna call it marriage.
The
thingy.
marriage course.
Yeah, the marriage course. I was learning that there is really important, like for men it's really important how you look, because since they are achievers, since they are achievers, they need to feel that they have the better everything. Like I have the better house, I have the most beautiful woman, I have so for them it's really important because it's like an achievement. And
so like the way money is to women, beauty is to men. So like something that, like the high value women that I speak of, sometimes when they talk about things and people are like, oh, you shouldn't be a gold digger, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, well, think about this. They're like, have you ever heard of men say, oh, I love her. Oh, she's ugly, but I love her personality. No, right? Is a guy going to date you if he thinks you're ugly? No. So then she's like, this girl, she loves, so then why would you date a broke man? So to men, the way they value beauty is the same way women value like money, security. So she, like the girl that I follow, she's like, because it will make you feel bad. Oh, like you're interested in his money. What about his feelings? And she's like, well, men aren't like, oh, her feelings, she's ugly, but her feelings, like
like, oh, what a beautiful heart.
She's like, men aren't. So men aren't like, oh, what a beautiful heart. So why is it bad that just because it's different from how they see us? I mean, it's like a different, how would you say, like a,
it's like, it's like in the course that I'm doing, they teach us how the man is the brain and the woman is the heart. So you don't have to, if you see the body works perfectly when the heart and the brain is doing the correct thing. Like you never see the heart telling the brain like, hey, let me send the signals now, or the brain telling like, oh, I'm gonna just pass the blood.
You know what I just thought of right now? Sorry, before I forget, when you said that, how I said like the ruler usually doesn't date the queen, because I would be like the body having two brains, so it wouldn't work. So I like that. I like how you explained that, the body and the brain and the heart.
But they both have a really important position in the body, because they both make the body works. But the thing is that it's always one of each, and each one is just focused in one. Ay, no sé cómo decir esto.
Let me see if I can explain it. So the man is like the brain and the body, and the woman is the heart. And then the brain has its function and the heart has its function. They're both equally important, but their roles are different.
Because the body didn't work without, the body didn't work without the brain, and also without the heart. So they both have to work together in order to make the you know, like this,
like the heartbeat.
The heartbeat, everything with the heart.
Yeah.
Every time that the heart is beating, it's just sending more oxygen to the blood, and the blood, like everything works because he have his function, and also everything works because the brain may send the signal to the heart, in order to work. You know, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
No, but I think it's very important because nowadays, like you were saying, feminism, they try to sell you like, oh, we have to be like men. And it's like, as if being a woman is a bad thing. Like, it's not a bad thing. Sure, being a man has its benefits, but being a woman also has its benefits. They're just different. So I think that instead of trying to be like them, we should like accept who we are and be happy with who we are, and know that that doesn't make us any less. It's different. Different doesn't mean less. Like, let's say I'm Mexican, you're Colombian, we're different, but I'm not more than you and you're not more than me. She's like, I don't know if I agree with that.
Like, Colombians are like pretty great people.
They are. I get along really good with Colombians.
Me too, with Mexicans. Like the person that sent you a message that, I know she get around a lot with Mexicans because you have her accent.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And Lauren was like, neta? Okay, it was a really short comment. But okay, so I think something that has been going on now is that the identity for yourself is really important. Like, even if you're a man or if you're a woman, it doesn't care. But I think the identity is the base of the foundation for everything. Yeah. So I think when God creates you with a purpose, they make you with your value. They make you with your ay, ¿cómo se llama? Estudios. No sé qué me pasa con el inglés. Ay, amigas. Yeah, they make you with your value, and they make you with your specific purpose. Yeah, with your purpose. So if you don't have your identity clear, you probably didn't have your purpose clear, like, you know, like straight. Right. So that happens. That's why I think the new agenda is to go for your identity. So that's why I think whenever someone is telling me like, oh, so you're not a feminist, it's because you don't love women, or because you are so, they always go with the religion. I don't know why, but they always go with that. But when you understand good, like when you understand that you can compare the brain with the heart, you cannot put the heart to do the brain jobs, and you cannot put the brain to do the heart job. Right. So you understand that you are really valuable, and you don't need, there is not even a conversation that you need to have in order to have your value. So if you have to fight for it, if you have to fight for your value, is because you are not giving yourself a value. I don't know if I'm clear. But that's true. Yeah, but why you have to fight for something that you already have? You don't need to go and I don't know. That's my thing, and probably wrong or not.
I think not.
But yeah, like I feel like you have to always work in yourself, and for me, it's like what Jesus says about me. For me, that's pretty important, because he say, like, everyone always told me that the Bible is really machista.
Oh, sexist.
It's really sexist. But if you see, they put you as a woman as like el sello de la creación. Like they put you in the highest. Yeah. Like, because they say the woman is conforme al corazón de Dios.
Like
el sello de la creación. She, like, the woman, it's the stamp of creation. And I remember one time I hear a man telling, like, God creates the man, and he was like, I just want that. And then they found out all los problemas, los fallas que tenía el hombre. God find out
Oh, I didn't know that.
No.
Okay.
The man was just doing a joke, but I was like, oh, I liked your joke a lot. Because he was telling like, okay, that created a man.
Okay.
And then he saw all his imperfections.
Okay.
And then he creates the better version that he was. And I was like, oh, I really like that.
I like that joke. Yeah, I was like, I didn't read that part.
Where?
What verse is this?
But yeah, he was just joking about it. But I really like that because it's true. Like it was, everyone was created different. Even with your biological part of your body, you can see that you have óvulos, no sé cómo se dicen.
Ovaries.
The men have another thingy.
Yeah.
And things like that. So why you have to why there is a need to compare or to have this.
And another thing that I hear them that they hate is like the woman being the helper or being submissive. But I think if it's explained right, and I know I have a video of how this girl explains it perfectly, and you're like, oh, that makes sense. I don't know if I can explain it that well, but basically, so you chose someone because you get to choose your partner. It's not like someone gives them to me. You're like, you're stuck with this person. Well, unless you live in that part of the country, right? But I mean, of the world. But for the most part, you choose your partner. So then she's like, if you don't like trust him to make decisions, then that kind of falls back on you, not on him, because you chose him. So does that mean you should be smart enough and trust yourself enough that you chose the right person to lead you? Otherwise, why did you choose him?
Now, being submissive does not mean that you're a doormat. It doesn't mean that you accept abuse. Being submissive means to have reverence and respect and honor for your husband, to lead the home. It is in a man's nature to lead and provide and protect. And the wife's role is to be the supporter of her husband. And both roles are equally as important. It's about having the synastry, the teamwork you need in a relationship. He is our strength. The man is the pillar of the home. And men lead with logic. Women lead with emotions. And emotions can be easily manipulated. And emotions are fickle, right? So it's wiser to have a man lead the home. They say that the man is the head of the home and the woman is the neck that turns the head and supports the head. There's a lot of resentment amongst women because they're having to lead the house and provide for the house, and that is not her burden to carry. So men, if you want a woman to be submissive to you and honor you and be in her full divine feminine glory with you, you have to step up as the leader of the house. You have to be responsible. You have to have honor. You have to have integrity, empathy. You have to know how to lead. You have to stand up and be that provider and that rock for your family. And ladies, if you want your man to lead, you have to relinquish control. Stop questioning him. Stop trying to dominate him and boss him around and tell him what to do. Have trust and faith in him that he has the wise decision making for your family and that he is a capable leader. Why else did you marry him if you did not believe that he was capable of doing so? And ladies, you have to be right within yourself first. If you want a man to be right and for him to be the provider and protector and leader, you also have to be right. You have to lead with kindness and compassion and be in your feminine, loving energy. I hear a lot of women complaining that men are not men anymore. Well, what are you doing to attract in men who are not leading? How are you behaving? How are you showing up in the relationship? I also see a lot of women who say, well, who cares about men? What about me? Ladies, it's not always about you. Stop being so selfish. It is about you and your partner. What is best for the both of you in the relationship and in the household? I see a lot of men who give and give and give, and it's never enough for their wives. We need to be grateful and gracious for our husbands for what they do for us and what they provide. I have a partner who can provide the world for me, and I don't ask anything of him. I allow him to stand up for me and be a leader and a provider for me, and I'm gracious for what he offers me. And in return, he offers me the world. He treats me like a queen. I don't have to boss him around and dictate him to do this for me.